America faces a crisis graver than war. This enemy seduces its people with eloquent words. An enemy who wields a pen is far more threatening than one who wields a gun. The United States is, at its core, a nation of immigrants. From its early days, displacing Native Americans, establishing colonies, and expanding its territory, the country has continuously developed by accepting waves of immigrants. The forces that made America one of the greatest nations in history are its immigrants and its commitment to freedom. As the most capitalist, democratic, and free country in the world, it is this very freedom that enabled the U.S. to become the most powerful nation on Earth. America must never forget this essence. Its greatest value is freedom. A United States without freedom is like a horse that cannot run. From George Washington onward, wise leaders have steered the nation with vision. Unlike many other countries that experience threats of dictatorship during or after democratization, the U.S. has maintained political stability thanks to its exemplary system of checks and balances and the sound civic values of its people. Even in times of crisis, America has managed to overcome with wisdom and unity. However, the country now faces a critical moment of crisis. Its core value, freedom, is being shaken. Presidential power is becoming excessively concentrated, and there seem to be no effective mechanisms of restraint. It is pointless to expect rational dialogue from someone who is fundamentally irrational. Donald Trump, himself a descendant of immigrants who greatly benefited from the opportunities afforded by that legacy, has nonetheless taken steps to exclude and suppress other immigrants. More recently, he has even interfered in university policies using wealth to impose his will, a grave threat to America's tradition of liberty. Although there is growing resistance across the nation, Trump appears indifferent. This kind of person, one who is unshakably convinced of the righteousness of their own beliefs, can bring suffering to many. What's more concerning is that such individuals, even when faced with disastrous consequences, rarely admit fault. Instead, they often raise their voices even louder, fueling division and conflict. America stands at a crucial crossroads. Key allies, including those in Europe, recognize that the current situation is not reflective of the country as a whole, but rather the misjudgment of one president. However, if this situation continues unchecked until the end of his term, or worse, if he follows through with his claim to seek a third term, decades of trust and alliances may collapse. The U.S. could find itself isolated, following a path similar to that of Russia. To counter someone who believes they are the strongest, an even stronger response is needed. The U.S. Congress and its citizens must rise more firmly. In particular, the Republican Party must recognize its responsibility and take decisive action to rein in this trajectory. If they fail to do so, they will face a heavy price in the post-Trump era.